Jade Bolden and welcome to my video. This video today is called Simple Heart Guided Business Training, and I feel like this is sort of the key to a lot of our struggles. If we learn the basic principles, we will be able to apply that principle over and over and be able to know the hows. Okay, so I hope you enjoy this video and I hope it's been helpful to you. So the intention today is to help educate, empower and inspire you to succeed in doTERRA as a business. So please go through the activities with me and I hope that you see some benefits from this. So first of all, I have a question for you. What do you want? What do you want in life, in business, whatever? Write down what you want. A lot of times we know what we don't want. We complain about them, we list them out, but we don't know exactly what we want. Some of us might feel like we've not been used to being asked. You know, have you been asked by your friends and family, what do you want? And feel deserving of that. And sometimes people say, well, I want to get out of debt. I want to be financially free. I want to be healthy. That's good, but it's a little bit generalized. So we want to get really specific, all right? And sometimes when you think about it, you know, yes, pretend that you're there, pretend that you're out of debt. What is it that you do want from that, you know, being out of debt? So in the end, you find that everything that we want, it all leads to happiness, right? When we're out of debt, then we'll be happy. Or when we're healthy, we'll be happy. So let's go right to the end, right? Which is the happiness, right? So we can actually be happy now, but then work on the things that we know will make us happy. Now, define it even further. Spend a lot of time on this, guys. This is a very important thing for you to do in your life. A lot of people, they live life in, you know, in a bit of a dream state, because it's just one rat race after the next, and they don't pause to refine and think about what it is that they really do want. So what does happiness look like? You can pause the video and write down for yourself, what does this look like? What does it really look like? You know, so for me, I had to kind of dream up and design the life that I want. Where do I want to go? What do I want to do? When do I want to work? How long do I want to work? What do I want to do if money and time and health was not a problem to hold you back? What would you do? Okay, so write down some sort of plan, guys. If you don't plan, guys, guess what? If you fail to plan, then by default you are planning to fail. Okay, so that's how it is, and I've been very grateful to have learned this skill, and it's taken a long time actually. You know, every weekend I sit down and spend some time and refine, but looking back, you know, I feel like, whoa, you know, it's only a few years and I was able to achieve the things that I wanted to achieve. You know, it just helps you with mental clarity. Even if you have to repeat the same things that you're writing over and over, it just helps you really apply that to your daily life and wire it into your mind. Okay, so make sure you write it down. Okay, so let me ask you this. What do you need to succeed in your doTERRA business? So sometimes people jump in and they just do whatever they can. They look around and they do what everyone else is doing, and without thinking it through clearly. Okay, so what do you need to succeed? You need three things. You need your mindset, your skill set, and your tool set. Your mindset is who you are. Your tool set is what you see, what you use, what you use for your business, and the skill set is what do you do, okay? So it's about practice really, and then we'll give you those skills to do that. Okay, so what if you only have one or two of those things? So let's see, if we have just mindset and skill set and no tool set, we lack duplication. If we have skill sets and tool set, but then no mindset, we lack vision. And people don't get anywhere. They see a teeny little gap and they think, oh, I can't do it. All right. Oh, you know, it's my husband's birthday. Oh, all month I can't do doTERRA. Something like that. It's silly, but people do because they don't have that mindset. All right, so you need all three, mindset, skill set, tool set, to succeed. So what is the most important one to work on? So in my opinion, it's the mindset. That is the root of all things. Then it'll lead to thoughts, and it'll lead to you finding the skills and then finding the tools, okay? So mindset, let's talk about that a little bit today. Now, mindset means your belief system, you know, what's in your heart, your love, your courage, your gratitude, and that's why this is heart guided, right? Your diligence, okay, integrity, and your creativity. All of these are kind of outward mindset. And this is very important. We need to practice this. We don't come with all of this naturally, okay? And if you don't have some of these things, that's okay. We will work on it, because this is a lifetime of change, and you will be successful, not just in your doTERRA business, in your relationships, in your life, and everything else in general, okay? This is very important. It's something that Jesus taught. So first of all, you need to be self-aware to know which part of that mindset to work with, okay, and how to apply those things. So ask yourself this question: what does self-awareness mean? Okay. So you might have a different definition, but in my definition, it's something like you being aware of what you lack and being objective about yourself, and not being, you know, too attached to who you are, so you can see things clearly. So oils that will help you with self-awareness is black pepper, pink pepper, cassia, coriander, and cardamom. You can smell it, you can rub it on, and you can drink all of these. Okay, so if I were you, and if I feel like I don't know what's going on, I don't know, then you might want to just do all three. Okay, drink, smell, and rub it on. Of course, some of these oils are hot, so diluted, okay? Remember, look at this tree here with me. Guys, all actions and results are belief driven. So when a tree doesn't look healthy, do we like kind of tweak the leaves or tweak the flowers, you know, or tweak the branches? We can't really, okay? You know, it makes sense for us to go and then, you know, put more nutrients in the soil, help support the roots, and then we know from there the tree will grow better. But for us humans, sometimes when we have a symptom or a result of our lives, you know, a lot of self-sabotage, we just blame it on those things. Oh, I don't have time. Oh, my kids. Oh, my husband. And then we keep on trying to fix those things. Oh, I wish when my husband supports me, you know, then I can whatever. So we're trying to fix the surface, and it does not make sense, and it won't work. What we need to do is go down to the root. You need to be brave and vulnerable and self-aware enough to go down to the root and change it. And it's possible. Everyone can do this, okay? So you have the power to change your beliefs and your thoughts, guys. Okay, so because beliefs lead to thoughts, thoughts lead to feelings, feelings lead to actions, actions lead to results. If you have the result that you are undesirable, right, then let's change at the root. The root is the thoughts and your belief. The belief is the soil that you plant yourself in, okay? And then that's where you go. And you know, sometimes it might feel a little bit uncomfortable, but that's because of growing pains. It's not that it's a bad thing, right? When we stretch, when we grow, we have a bit of a learning curve, and that's fine. Okay, now I'll show you some results, okay, and fruits of, I guess, the root that is not outward mindset, okay? So when people say to me, oh, I don't want to push, or I am not a salesperson, okay? That is just the fruit or the result of an inward mindset, okay? Or, oh, I don't have time, money, knowledge, or I have to get a aromatherapy, you know, degree or a business degree before I can, you know, do any of this. Oh, no, okay? So that is the fruits. More fruits. I'm not a leader. All right, I've got kids. Well, I feel lonely, like nobody supports me, and I am the only one who is into natural whatever, okay? I'm shy, I don't have a lot of friends. I don't know if I can do this. I really would like to, but I don't know if I can. I'm a giver. No, I just buy from my friends. No, they can buy on my account. Or my friends are not interested. No, I'm not healthy looking, so I'm not healed. So why would people buy off me? Look at me, I'm so chubby. Whatever, okay? All of that is an inward mindset, guys. It is, okay? Because, for example, if you have a friend who has a son who's coughing up his lungs, do you feel like I can't share the breathe oil, right? Because I don't have a aromatherapy degree. He's coughing up his lungs. You know, just give him a breathe. You're human, you qualify to help people. Okay, you see? But when you hold yourself back, you're thinking about you. What's another word for that? When you're you focused, when you're, you know, self-focused, we call that selfish, right? So the core belief of a person who's selfish is, I'm not enough. I'm not important, I'm not lovable. They just so believe that. And if you say that aloud to yourself and you feel the pain inside, then that is a clue that that is true for you. Okay, and you know what? We can change it very easily because people have that. They have that victim mentality, right? They are victim to time. I don't have enough time. I don't have enough. Time is not out there, actually. Time is in here, right? So Einstein, he proves that. And there's a lot of studies where we create time. And when you own time, suddenly you create more time and you do everything you need to do in half the time. It's been amazing since I've realized this. Okay, I have 4 kids and, you know, I have a lot of responsibilities. You have in clubs and in associations, but guess what? I get it done because it's important to me and I believe that time is from the inside. Money is the other thing too. If you really want something, if you know that this is important for your purpose and mission on earth, you create it. It's amazing. I say this amount and then I get it, okay? But you try it. Don't discard it, this idea, until you try it. So we're not victims to time. We're not victims to money. We're not victims to the lack of knowledge. Because guess what? If you open your mouth with the intention of serving somebody and God's with you, you will say the right things. All right, one time a lady said to me, oh, my hips hurt. You know, I use all the Deep Blue and all these other oils and it hasn't worked. And then I had that intention, prayed in my heart, how can I help this person? And I came up with lemon, wild orange, and grapefruit. And I thought, ooh, that's weird. But I said, look, I'm not sure, but I feel like these oils. And then she applied it on and she texted me back. She said, it worked like a charm. So maybe God, you know, consecrated my words and my intention. Or I don't know, but it worked. You see what I mean? And you are not responsible for their health. You just say, look, this is what I would do. This is my suggestion. Take it or leave it, doesn't matter. But you know, the oils won't hurt them, right? So victim mentality, oh, my friends are not interested. If your friends, like I said, have kids that are, you know, sick, you don't wait until 3 years later until you can get a degree or something, or until you look hot and, you know, and healthy. You say, look, I'm learning myself. This is what my experience is so far. This is what the book says. Why don't you try it? Okay, that's all, because you're thinking about them, not yourself. Right? If you hold yourself back, that's called selfish, right? Like, guys, I'm talking to people who really want to do this, but they don't know why they have that block. And I'm helping you see that. And this, guys, was all me as well. Okay, I was there. I said all of these excuses, right? Because I didn't see that, you know, I was important. You know, I really held on to that belief so strongly. And, you know, people who hold on to this, guess what? They feel drained by other people because you have nothing in your cup. You're pulling from nothing, right? They fear being hurt. If I call them on the phone, oh my gosh, what if they reject me, right? Or if they get easily offended, they can turn anything into an offense, right? So sometimes people get so nervous talking to them because they don't know what to say without offending, because they're on guard looking for offense, right? I have a few friends that are like that. I see myself in that. That was me before. Right? But now I tell people, you can't offend me. I won't choose to be offended, right? If I am offended, that's my fault. Then there's some truth that I have to work on, okay? You're like, I'm a giver. I just buy from my friends. Guess what? You haven't empowered your friend to buy oils and use oils for her kids and family. You know, if they need it in the middle of the night, do they call you to buy the oils? That's ridiculous, right? So the fear of rejection, fear of letting people down, okay? It's not about them when you fear letting people down. It's about you. You don't want people to be mad at you and not like you, right? Self-focus, blame, hiding, All of that is because our core belief is I am not enough, I'm not important, I'm not lovable. Okay, guys, if you can be self-aware enough to say, oh, this is me, ooh, right, then you can be liberated, okay? So no more inward mindset. All right, so now be vulnerable towards yourself. Ask yourself, where have you been inward focused, right? What is your plan to change some of your limiting beliefs? If you don't choose to change, guys, then you will have Groundhog's Day. You will have this problem all your life. Okay, so the antidote is self-acceptance and self-love. All right, you hear that a lot nowadays, but what does that really mean? What does self-acceptance mean? Okay, self-acceptance, you know, with that, use sandalwood, rose, geranium, magnolia, and bergamot. Use those oils, guys, and apply it to yourself and learn how to love yourself. When you change the soil of where you anchor your beliefs, then things will change automatically. Things will be ease and flow, okay? So you know the scripture in Luke 9:24, lose yourself to find yourself, okay? Really, you know, you just love yourself enough where it's balanced, and then lose yourself in the service of people. And this is amazing. This is how it works. So why do we have such a resistance to self-acceptance and self-love? Because we want to be humble, right? But guess what? Some of us haven't defined the word humble. So we think it's self-abuse. Oh no, I'm no good, and deflect praise or not receive. Okay, oh no, not for me, I'm last. No, you go first. All right, that guys is not self-abuse, is not humility. Humility is just a state of openness to change. Right, and the people who are self-focused are not open to change. Okay, so that is not humility anyways. So what about importance and valuable, and then versus prideful? So you don't want to be prideful, obviously, of course, but then, you know, we think that, oh, because we're important and valuable, that means we're prideful. Okay, no, you are important and valuable because you're a child of God, right? When you held your child in your arms, the first time you ever saw that child, you have an overwhelming love for that child, and that child didn't earn it, right? And they, you know, they didn't make themselves worthy of it. They just are, right? Because they're yours. You are God's, okay? You're his son, his daughter, and you qualify because, you know, you're his. Right, you reach forward and reach up and connect, you're his, and you qualify for that important role or being valuable. All right, so what we do is we compare. So, you know, if we self-abuse because we want to be humble, we're one down from people, okay? But if we're prideful, we're one up from people. But when you release the need to compare, you unattach yourself to other measures of the world, and you only measure yourself against yourself. Okay, how well am I doing? Am I improving? That's all, right? And that's perfect. And then you connect to God, and that's all. It's so liberating. You transcend. I hope, you know, you ponder over these things because it takes a bit of thinking, a bit of time to adjust. But once you do that, I promise you, you will transcend. It's so liberating to not be attached to anything or anyone and their opinions. You work and you do your thing, and you don't answer to anybody but God. All right, so we'll talk about the outward mindset, and hopefully this will help you understand a little bit more. Okay, the outward mindset, the core belief is I am an empowered, important child of God. You have an important role to do. Let's do it. Okay, maybe it looks similar to your neighbor or whatever. Doesn't matter, because this is you, and this is what you can provide to your circle of influence. Sort of like what God says, well, can you go and pick the oranges? Yeah, I will. And then this girl, she's going to pick the apples, and this girl will pick the whatever. And then you go and you look around, you think, oh, but that looks more fun and that looks more important. And you go over here and you help her pick apples. And then God comes back and he says, who's supposed to do the oranges? Wasn't it you? Did I ask you, Jade? You know, just do your job, right? There's no comparisons of apples and oranges, right? Or if you think about it this way, Mother Teresa, I mean, you know, you can say, oh, Mother Teresa, you're doing such great work, but you know what? There's all these other good things that you didn't do, right? You should be helping with the dolphins and the recycling and all that. No, she's got a job. She just does her job. She answered to God, right? And that is so awesome. And people admire people like that, okay? So when you have this core belief, you focus on others, you're a great listener, you know, connect to the divine, you're self-sufficient, you're self-motivated, and you have clarity and vision, right? And I've worked with hundreds of people now. I see this over and over, 100%, right? When people have this core belief, right, I am 100% invested in them. When they don't have this core belief, you know, I'm a little bit wary. You know why? Because when we work together, there's ease and flow, there's energy, right? They get more energy working more, huh? Right? And they're fulfilled and they're joyful and they have clarity. So I'll give you an example. What if you are focused on others, you help them get on LRP, not for your sake, right? Not to build your volume, and it's great, of course, but LRP is a measure of them adopting the wellness lifestyle, because you're not selling an oil, you are selling a lifestyle, because you know that if they have this wellness lifestyle, they take their supplements and do all these things, they reduce toxins in their homes, they sleep well, right? They get some exercise, right? They will be healthy. If you're going to be selling them one oil, two oils, whatever, right? They're not empowered, right? So that is the measure of empowerment. So I'll give you an example. There's a charity that puts in water wells in Africa. And so they were measuring their success by the number of wells they put in. But somehow it just felt like that wasn't a good measure. It was wrong, you know, because they didn't know if they had any impact. So what they did was they asked the question, what does a well do for the community? Well, it helps kids be healthier. And if the kids are healthier, then they go to school. Well, if these kids go to school, they go to school more than they would have if they weren't healthy. So they compared the data from at the beginning, before the well, with the kids not going to school very often, to the number of days the kids go to school now after the well has been put in their village. So when the rise of the number of school attendance shows on their data, that is their measure of success. So you see, it's a measure of impact. So the number of LRPs in our business is our measure of success. And another lady pointed out to me that the measure of success is also the amount of people that turn around and share the oils. And I thought, that is brilliant. That is really good measure. Okay, so what about this? If you have that core, you are self-sufficient because you have this download, you have this connection to God. So you know that you're humble enough to go out and do continual education, because you're always growing. You have personal development. Your upline does not have to tell you, are you reading books about personal development? Are you no. Or training. You will turn up to trainings, to leadership retreats, to conventions. We don't have to remind them. Okay, because they know that they need that. Okay, how about follow-up? When you focus on others, you follow up. Sometimes I ask teammates, hey, have you followed up with, yeah, I texted, you know, and I think, okay, but everyone is different, right? Some people might be cluey, they get it, they understand the lifestyle already, and you follow up with just 1 or 2 times of chatting, and then they got it, they're running. But there are others that you need to do more follow-up. You need to bring them to classes, get them to understand all these things, and then when they're on LRP and they know where to research, where to get their answers, then they are empowered. You see, so some people might need more, some people might need less, but if you have that core belief, you will know how to adjust for them. Right, so your upline doesn't have to say, hey, go and follow up with that person again and again, right? There's no set rules where follow up with people 5 times. No, everyone is different. So if you then focus, you will know when to adjust and how to adjust. You see? Okay. And then, of course, when you do that, you will have a system, right? You have a system when, where I'd follow up with people. So that is a fruit of, you know, this mindset, this core belief. Okay, if you are a great listener because you focus on people's needs, you're looking for their needs. Sometimes when people say, well, I can't this, that, maybe that's not their need. They don't even know their need. So you kind of look into that and find out, this is what you need. And then you address that with what you have inside and what you've got downloaded from God. Okay, so solutions and a problem solver. That is another fruit of people that I know will have this core belief. When people come to me, they say, well, Jade, I have this issue here. I thought of this, many solutions. Do you have any other solutions you can offer me? That person gave me evidence, the fruits, right? That person has a core belief that they are empowered and important child of God. If they come to me and go, oh, well, how much is that oil, right? And, you know, I'm thinking, well, you have an account. You can look it up. You know, it's like, where do I go for this? But they haven't come up with any solutions whatsoever. Then there's a problem there, okay? They're inward focus. That I can tell you a gazillion examples of this, but I hope you see the point of it, okay? You just have this, everything is solvable solution mind, right? When you have this core belief, okay? How about this? Teamwork, collaboration, community, and sharing control. The people who say, yeah, you can contact my teammates, that's fine, help me out, let's do this as a team, let's work together, right? Those are the people that I know have clarity of who they are, right? And vision of where you want to take people, because you don't own people, right? You just, you know, sharing the load, and because you want as many people to help this one person, however it is, whichever program, whichever, you know, system, doesn't matter. If that person resonates with this person, I will introduce them to that person. If they don't resonate with me, that's fine. I still love them. I want them to be successful, so I'll find the people for that, okay? The other thing here is the self-motivation. People who just can't get off the couch or just do stuff and be motivated to do stuff because they're not thinking about other people. They're stuck in their pit, right? People who come to the business meetings and connect. Sometimes when you have the inward mindset people, they'll come to me and go, what's in it for me? I've heard all of this before. And the people who are outward mindset will be like, oh, you know, I bet I can learn something new today. I've gone through that topic, but I know there's something that I can, you know, learn. And they have the mindset where I have some experience where I can share with people for their sake, right? We've gone to meetings, my husband and I have gone to meetings where we have had lots of experience in that area, and we really want to add to that. And what goes around comes around, you guys, okay? So watch yourself, listen to yourself, and then hopefully you develop this outward mindset, and that will give you a lot of results. And if you don't have the results, go back and be honest with yourself. Change your mindset to an outward mindset, okay? Zig Ziglar says, you can get everything you want in life if you just help enough people get what they want. That is so true, okay? Part of the outward mindset is to understand the pipes and the buckets mentality. A lot of you have heard of this before. But the buckets is person carrying the buckets into town, selling each bucket, trading hours for dollars, right? The pipeline is somebody building a pipeline until one day people can access that water on their own, and then you get paid a lot more, okay? So you help more people, but then you get paid more. Okay, so that is an outward mindset. For me, I tell myself, look, I need to do other things with my time than trading it for hours. I need to earn money in my sleep, right? So I need to be able to be free to serve. So when I chose that mindset, right, and to think of how I can help other people, right, then it happened for me, okay? It happened pretty quickly. Now, you might know the fish, give a man a fish analogy. I tweaked it a little bit. Give a woman an oil and you help her for a day. You sell her an oil retail, you help her for the day. She knows how to use frankincense, whatever, okay? But you show the woman how to use the oils, and she helps her family for life. You show her this one does this, that one does that. You empower her, right? And she can help her family for life, right? But if you show the woman how to share the oils with others, right? Because teaching her that outward mindset, she creates a legacy for generations. All right, so this is why we do what we do, guys. And you know, the doTERRA ranks, they are the belief level that's more refined. Okay, so for the elites, you believe that products work. Okay, you're thinking about how to use it. Okay, that's great. The premier, you believe the company and the opportunity is great. All right, and you're not quite confident yet, but once you're growing that confidence and you believe in yourself that you can go out and share with others, okay, and that help others, okay, that you have this ability, then you know, silver will be an easy rank to reach. And if you guys feel like, oh, I hit silver but I went down to premier and I just can't push through, guess what? It's because a lot of us can't push through that outward mindset. I can tell you, and I don't want to offend anyone, but I can see some of my teammates that were struggling and struggling and struggling. I wish I could just shake them up and say, girlfriend, just have an outward mindset. Trust me, outward mindset. All right. And when you rank, when you see the results, that's when you know you've mastered it. Okay. So you've got believing in your leaders, your gold and platinums, your diamonds, believing in your why, right? And then the influence, believing in your influence. And you know what? I just barely got this. You know, I was thinking influence, you know, I'm helping a few people. But recently I've learned that I can magnify my influence, and it's so liberating, just the awakening. So, and you know what? Blue and presidential is around the corner. So I'm excited to get there. Okay, so that's all about mindset. Now let's talk about tool set, you guys. So tool set's very, very easy. You need tool sets so you can be duplicatable. You're not duplicatable, but the system you have is duplicatable. Everybody will bring in their nice, I guess, icing on the cake, which is them, right? Their personality, their take on health. But we have the same system, guys. So be prepared. Get all these things ready for yourself. Remember to be clear on your role here in doTERRA. Your role is not to be a doctor or a specialist that will heal everyone, right? Your role is to help others get what they want. Okay, some people want health, some people want financial freedom, some people want both. Okay, you are going to be the guide that helps them get up the summit, okay, and then celebrate with them. Alrighty, you're the one that kind of encourages them, but not the one that takes them there. Okay, like as in, you know, they need to do that journey on their own, but you guide. All right. So if you see that, then it's not you focus, it's them. You make sure that they're empowered to get there. All right. So there's a doTERRA continuum. So sometimes if people say to me, oh, I have enrolled a builder, yay. So I think to myself, that's awesome. I'm so happy for you. But let's help her go through the right doors. All right, because it's just a growth. So they have to experience all of this. They have to experience the oils first. They have to learn about the oils, which they've probably enrolled just now. But they need to learn how to live with the oils and the products. So they have to have that wellness lifestyle. They need to learn how to share it with others. Okay, and then understand how to build. So then we have tools for each one of these. And Ben, he has videos for, you know, every little section of these guides, because sometimes they're a little bit vague if you read through it. There's sometimes if you have a lot of background, it makes sense to you. If you don't have a lot of background, you think, oh, I don't know what they mean by this. So Ben, on his website, benbolden.com/B, and you don't have to type in business, right, B. You just watch those videos. And people who have an outward mindset, they will be self-motivated to go and watch a video. And if they watch the video 5 times and they still don't understand it, this might not be the business for you guys, okay? But, you know, that's how I learned. I had to teach a lot of this stuff on my own, to myself, and then I had to practice it. And I made all the mistakes. But you know what? Any time I fall over, I pick myself up because I know where I'm going. I know I need to get up to that summit. Okay, so when you don't have that vision, you don't have that mindset, if you fall over, you think, well, I'm not meant to do this anyways. Okay, so that's really important. And then when people have that, they want to build, you help them, you help lead them. And then that's the launch, and that's the share booklet. So you grab that launch and share booklet and go through it with them, and then also introduce them to videos and things that they can really do on their own. This is an amazing business that people can be trained with magnificent really powerful training and not have to pay a gazillion dollars for it. Okay, so all of those are the tool sets. You can access them from the doTERRA and then download them or buy them printed already, and they're like 10 for, I don't know, it works out to be 50 cents to a couple of dollars each, so very cheap. Now let's talk about skill set, giving you a few tips and tricks here to up your skills. So first of all, you're looking for people who are ready and willing and capable and committed. So ask yourself, is this girlfriend ready and willing and capable and committed? Because otherwise you don't need to be pulling teeth. You don't need to be pushing people, right? If they're not ready, they're not ready, okay? I tell people it's like just picking low-hanging fruits. There's plenty of low-hanging fruits. Don't go forcing people. So it's ease and flow. If people are open, great, and they'll introduce you to more open people, great, and you just keep going. Okay, don't be awkward and make people who are not ready to do it. So there you go. You get to choose, okay? Now, what people are fearful of is being frustrated or overwhelmed. Now, if I tell you this, you will see that you will never need to be frustrated and overwhelmed, okay? So we have this comfort zone that we live in, and the comfort zone is not a good place to be because there is no growth. And the comfort zone will shrink and shrink and shrink the longer you stay in there, okay? So you need to step a little bit outside, just a little bit, okay? To the instructional zone where you grow and stretch without hurting too much, okay? And what people feel scared about is they imagine themselves doing something really difficult, and then, you know, they're putting themselves in that frustrational zone. So I'll give you another context that you can view this in. As a school teacher, if you are a level 5 reader, I give you a level 6 to practice on, all right? You've got some big words that are new to you, but guess what? You don't have that many, so it's a little bit of a stretch, but you can do it. And once you master that level 6, I put you in level 7, right? So if you're a level 5 reader, I don't put you on level 10 as a school teacher. That doesn't make sense. It will frustrate you, and what do? You give up because you're overwhelmed. Okay, so those people who are overwhelmed and wanted to give up, guys, maybe in your head, you're thinking too far ahead. Okay, so just think of the next thing I can do and the next thing only. And when you master this next thing and you're good, then you can step out a little bit more. Okay, so you don't join doTERRA and all of a sudden you're on stage teaching 1,000 people. Okay, that doesn't happen until you can, you know, feel that comfort. So I was the same way. I think I had panic attacks teaching my first one-on-one, right? And then, you know, a few years ago, I was able to stand up in front of 1,500 people and teach them and not feel so nervous at all compared to how I was at the beginning, you see. But you grow, okay? You change, and you have to keep on just giving yourself a little bit of a nudge. But you don't have to go all the way to the extreme where you're frustrated and overwhelmed. It doesn't make sense. All right, and this is how everyone else does it, okay? So sometimes when people join and they just run and they look like they're super successful and they're presidential diamond in 2 years, it's because they've had a lot of growth already, okay? You might have started somewhere, you know, where it's very basic, and so you have to work up to that because you want to be that person that is that rank and not say, oh, I don't know how I got there, right? Because if you don't, then you're going to slip right down. It doesn't matter what rank you are, you will slip right down. I went to a leadership retreat. I was lining up in the bathroom, and this lady congratulated the lady in front of her and said, oh, you're platinum, oh, congratulations. And the platinum lady said, well, I was diamond before, but you know, and then she gave all these excuses, right? That's what happens, you guys. If you want to hit a rank and stay at that rank and be that rank, you need to be that person, right? You won't be the same person as you were when you started. So the success cycle is super easy. Guys, you just start connecting with people. You're a professional friend maker. You invite people to learn more. You introduce and educate people. You close, and then you enroll people, and then you follow up with people until they have adopted that wellness lifestyle. And then you start again and you prepare the next person. And sometimes you just need to, you know, prepare a couple of people at a time and then just go around like that. I have seasons in my life where, you know, I'm rolling and rolling, and the seasons that I'm you know, prepping and preparing and teaching and guiding my new enrollments. All right, and then building with them and letting them build until they're self-sufficient, and then I do the personal enrollments and stuff again over and over. Okay, so it's sort of like graduating and sending off people, and then, you know, bringing in a new group of people. So you need to develop some basic skills as a business person. You need to do certain things daily. Okay, so very simple. Daily, you must use a product. You must be a product of the product. If you don't know how to use the supplements, if you don't know how to use the skincare, hair care, guys, then you can't honestly sell them. All right, do a lot of personal developments. The speed at which you grow will be the speed of your personal development. Remember what I said, that comfort zone needs to grow, right? And then you will be able to grow. Otherwise, if you're sitting here whining about the same things and expecting to grow, it's not going to happen. Okay, that's just insanity. All right, so talk to 2 people a day. That seems easy, but it's sometimes people they think, well, too easy, right? And then they don't do it, right? It's easy to do and easy not to do, but just be consistent, and then you get the hang of it. And even now, you know, even if I'm on vacation, whatever, it's just such a simple, easy thing. If I'm on a plane sitting next to somebody, I share. At the hotel, I share, okay? Because I see people's needs and I think of them, all right? And you can't shut up when they're coughing up their lungs, or when, you know, they've got a grandchild that has autism and ADHD that's like frustrated. You have lavender, you have things to offer them, okay? How can you stand it to watching somebody in need like that, right? So you can contact your contacts, your builders, your customers, okay? And just build relationships. For weekly, you have 1 class at least, or 5 one-on-ones. You have product training, you engage in the team calls, you receive some sort of mentoring, and then you mentor your people. Okay, monthly, you have a 125 PV LRP. You engage people in their monthly trainings of some sort. There's lots of videos, lots of webinars. You use the strategic planner. So in doTERRA, they have these rank planners now, okay, rank planners. And then annually you attend convention, wherever it is that you are. You go to retreats, you do regional events. They do Get to Know doTERRA or doTERRA Summit or whatever they call them. Go to those, because this is your business. You need to tap into, you know, the group, the masses, to keep up to date and to stay excited, right? And then you want to go on incentive trips. So those are the things that you do if you want to have this doTERRA business as your thing, right? So a few best practices before I end here. You know, time block and clear your plate. Everybody's plate is full when they come into this business, right? You need to put some things on the back burner, put some things in the box and put them away, right? We can't do all of it and add more to it, okay? You need to say, well, that's not the time and season for it. So when I first started doTERRA, I had lots of things I wanted to do. I wanted to be a painter, I wanted to write a book, and I wanted to travel and all these things, but I thought I need to build my foundation, and then forevermore I'm able to do that. So once I hit diamond in 5 years, I was able to write my book, and I was able to start painting like I wanted to, and we traveled in between also, but we traveled some more, and you know, that was it. There's a time and season for things, so you need to help your mind focus and set goals and achieve those goals one thing at a time. Don't overwhelm yourself, be wise. Okay, set goals and rewrite your goals regularly. I write the same goals every other day, right? Because it reminds me of my goal. You don't write it and put it away and, you know, and then forget about it. That's not working towards your goals, right? But if you don't set goals, right, what happens? If you fail to plan, you plan to fail, right? Okay, list tasks and add them to calendar. A lot of this is very self-explanatory, common sense, but some people don't have that skill yet. They have things they want to do and they go, yay, this is my to-do list, and they don't know how to fit it in to their calendars. When is it going to happen, right? I have a list of friends I want to talk to, but they don't make the time for it. So there's a disconnection, so you must apply that to your calendar. Okay, attend weekly meetings. Pick a time and meet with us. If you are on our team, please meet with us. right? It can be just something very simple that you learn that day, but every little thing adds up over time. And I can guarantee you the people that are on our calls are the people that consistently grows. Okay, so it's not that we're awesome, it's just touching base, staying focused, and then reiterating the outward mindset. Okay, connecting and collaborating with people is really important. We have other people, you have strengths and you have weaknesses. Work on your strengths and find people with strengths where you don't have the strengths and work together, right? What goes around comes around, guys. This collaboration shows abundance mentality. When you work alone, you show scarcity mentality. Do not make the excuse that I'm alone, nobody helps me. All right, it's because you haven't reached out and connected to people, okay? That's not a good excuse, guys. Don't hold on to that. So stick with a working system. Don't reinvent the wheel, you know, if there's already a system that's at work. Okay, so we love the success program, the Empowered Success with the Live, Share Guide, Build Guide, because we don't have to do all of that. We need to learn how to use them, yes, but you know, it's amazing and it works and tried and true, right? Make time for personal development daily. I talked about that earlier. So, but if you don't, guys, things won't change. You won't grow. So do some sort of morning ritual where you take care of yourself, where you fill your cup, where you're reminded that you're a child of God, that you're important and you're loved. Okay. And then of course, check your back office and connect to your teammates. All right. That is something very simple, but I tell you, sometimes it just doesn't happen because people, you know, they self-sabotage. So however uncomfortable it is, just check and you see where people are at and you know how to help people. So when I open up the back office, some of my friends are like, how do you do that? How do you know so-and-so needs something, whatever? I said, look, she's a square. She probably needs education for her to know how to move her budget around and buy the healthy products from doTERRA instead of from the grocery store, right? And so-and-so is a member, but she hasn't purchased anything, so obviously we need to reach out and make friends with her. You see, you get to the download from your business partner, God, when you know, have that outward mindset, and checking your back office gives you raw data to work with. Okay, so clarify your vision, guys. When people say, what's your why, what's your why, what's your why? And you go, well, get out of debt, well, there's more to it, okay? As you develop, you will do better whys, okay? But I'll give you 3 steps to this. First of all, ask yourself, what is your vision? What is my vision, right? My vision of the world, my vision of my life. How do I want to design my life? And make a vision board. That's something that's very common and people know how to do that. Most people do anyways. If you don't have a vision board, get one and make one, okay? You can sit down together with your husband and do one, okay? So number 2 is, what hurts your heart? Now you just gotta be still for a moment and think about what hurts your heart. So for me, it's, you know, children. When I see kids, adults that don't advocate for children, or they have or kids in poverty, those things hurt my heart, and I really want to spend and dedicate my life to serving mothers, to help their children and to help internationally, especially in Vietnam because I speak that language, to serve. So, you know, when doTERRA helps put wells in you know, places, that warms my heart. So, you know, teaching kids who don't have access to schools and education, that touches my heart. Women and children, girls who don't know anything about their periods, and you know, here's Days for Girls, that touches my heart. Things that Mother Teresa does, you know, for children, you know, pro-life, that touches my heart. You know, sex trafficking, right, for women and girls and some boys too, that touches my heart. That hurts my heart when people hurt in that way. Okay, or simply just the next door neighbor whose daughter is sick, right, and then she doesn't know better and she uses Tylenol or Panadol, right, and you think, oh, I have something for you, right? Okay, that is when you can tap into your outward mindset. things that make you cry, okay? So when you hold on to that, you're no longer thinking about you. Who cares if your hair is not cute? Go and help them, right? What's your heart project? You know, do you have a heart project that you want to do? If time and money wasn't a problem, you have so much money that you can do stuff. I know a couple who wants to open a university. I know a couple who wants to have a place for kids who are autistic and have mental disabilities, a support network, right? Because what happens if the parents pass on? You know, what's going to happen to this child, right? So lots of things, kids that are abused, so much that you can do, okay? Come up with something and focus on that what. And then the journey or the hows will be taken care of because your heart is in the right place. You just know things will come and you know to pick them up and do them. So if you don't know your strengths and your gifts and you say, oh, I don't know, I'm not gifted or talented in anything, right, because you're comparing, then let's take the Strength Finder test, okay? doTERRA has access to that. Buy the book and then get the Strength Finder test in your hands and discover your strengths and play on your strengths. The truth of the reality is if you do more of your strength, you have more energy, more happiness, okay? The lie is if you're well-rounded, then you'll be happy. That means you work on strengthening your weaknesses, right? So I always give the example of, say, Michael Jordan, he's really good at basketball. So if you say to Michael, no, you're no good at cricket, you must do more cricket, then you'll be happy. That's ridiculous, right? So he's going to leave that basketball because he's so good and he's weak in this area, so he has to strengthen this area. Now he's happy? No, you're good at this, keep doing that. You know, you don't have to be well-rounded and strengthen all your weaknesses. Your weaknesses are given to you to remind you to be humble so you can work with other people and tap into their strengths, okay? So for me, my strength is learning and educating and, you know, maximizing people and their potential. So I found my strengths and I just work with that. Mine is connecting to people. I love making friends and I connect to people well. So I just play on that. And I don't know about other skills that I don't have. I'm just hoping that they're, you know, I'll balance out somehow with the other people. So my husband, he's good at strategy and numbers and stuff. So I like him to help take care of the back office stuff because those things kind of drain me. And that's the clue. If that's not your strength, it'll drain you. Now, as a doTERRA wellness advocate, you need to understand our wellness philosophy. The wellness philosophy is that the body knows how to heal, right? So like Dr. Bernard Jensen says, we don't catch disease. It's not out there, right? We create them by breaking down natural defenses according to the way we eat, drink, think, and live. Ooh, think and live as well, okay? So when you introduce the oils to people, you know, it's not just the oils to help them physically, it's the mind and the body and the spirit, okay? That we need to help them take care of. So then they're fully self-aware and fully empowered. Their philosophy, this is on my website, okay, just type in wellness philosophies. So on one side you have symptom management. If people are still sitting on the side of symptom management, they think the body's prone to breakdown and spontaneous malfunction. Oh, I just caught this, you know, my neck problems, I just caught it, right? Or, you know, managing and masking symptoms for immediate comfort. I have a headache, give me an oil. Pop an oil, all right? Now I don't feel the headache. No, it's like the drugs, and now I don't feel the headache, but it's still there, guys. So you want to teach people to take care of the root cause, because that headache could be hormonal imbalance. It could be something else, you see. Like a car with a check engine light that's flashing, you don't put a Band-Aid on it. You go and get to the root of the problem. But we do that with our body. Doesn't that make sense? You know, it doesn't make sense to me. So seek for answers from outside for immediate resolution. Oh, I went to so many specialists. Yeah, well, you know what? It's a gut rot problem. Okay, this guy says it's a colitis. This guy says it's a Crohn's. Hey, your gut is rotting. Clean up. Okay, that's all, right? The solution is inside of you. So adding more toxins to the body for instant comfort, right? You know, the medications, I'm not saying all of them are bad, but a lot of them can be avoided with natural solutions such as sleep, such as, you know, nutrition, okay? So similar malfunctions and patterns repeat often, and you experience Groundhog's Day. You know, people say, well, I have this. It's part of their identity because they have it so much because they haven't chosen to change. So your job is to help them see that opportunity to change. And if they don't want to and they're not low-hanging fruit, that's their choice, right? But there's plenty of people who are ready and willing and capable and committed. Okay, so your body is intelligent. This whole holistic approach that we're teaching them, this is the message you're teaching, that it knows how to self-heal. Imbalances is the cause of disease. So let's balance things up, clean up your cells. Your cells communicate again, and voila, you know, you feel better. Use symptoms as a clue to identify the imbalances, okay? And although it might be uncomfortable at first, so my friends with diabetes, for example, type 2, I'm thinking, well, that's a metabolic disease, that's an inflammatory disease. So let's use these things to help feed the cells, clean the cells, and sleep, and voila, suddenly after 3 months, they're like, whoa, our numbers are almost normal. And I say, of course they are, your body's so smart, right? Seek answers from within for permanent peace, enlightenment, and fulfillment. Okay, your neck and shoulders hurt so much because you're carrying the load of the world and you don't have to. And you use the oils to help relax, but then you change your mind and relax the hold and the control of the world, and you change for good. Okay, you want to reduce toxins and cleanse the body to allow the cells to communicate better, and you have a permanent change heart and that's open and healed, and you've learned your lesson, right? And then you don't have to repeat it. Okay, so that is the wellness approach that we're teaching people, guys. So if you guys are just selling an oil, well, dig into this a little bit more, because what we're offering is very, very valuable. It's permanent life change. Okay, so personal development. Guys, you need to, get into personal development ASAP if you're not into it. Don't just read it. Think about it and apply it to your life. I sometimes take 6 months to a year to kind of absorb and read a book. And I might have a few that I'm reading at the same time, but it just takes a bit of time to kind of apply those principles. And I repeat it again the year after, and I repeat it again, and then I get something new out of it the next year. So like the speed of your personal development will be the speed of your success, okay? So my husband, Ben Bolden, his whole website is dedicated pretty much to personal development. That's his thing. So he is very good at reading, synthesizing, and summarizing key points of the personal development books, and then putting them in together to say, well, this guy says the same thing as this guy, and then here's some of those things to help with this area. So, tap into that, guys, and utilize that, okay? So there you go. Now, guys, if you haven't looked at the doTERRA compensation plan, please do. Please look at it and try to understand it. It's not difficult, really simple, but it's serious income, right? We've got lots of doctors and lawyers, which my husband was, retire, okay, from that career and over to here, because it's so much better. There's no limits to how much you earn, and there's a greater opportunity to influence more people and change lives more permanently. So that's exciting. So because this is a serious business, are you taking your business seriously? Okay, or is it like a hobby on the side? Guys, if you want to do this as a business, if you want to succeed, let me give you the advice that Justin Harrison gives everybody. He says you can do doTERRA part-time or full-time, but you cannot do it sometimes. So if you're here and there and you don't have a plan and you don't execute regularly, daily, you don't have at least 5 hours a week, then this is not the business for you. You will be frustrated and you will frustrate your upline. Just don't do that. Okay, so have a serious plan. What are you going to do? We have doctors that have this serious plan of how they can be a doctor, how long it's going to take them to get their degree, and where they're going to do their residency, okay? And they're earning what, $400,000 on average, right? But with doTERRA, you can be triple presidential diamond earning $300,000, right? That's pretty serious money, right? So have a plan, sit down and have a strategy. This is not a chance business. This is science. So if your average for one class is 500 volume, right? If you've invited 5-10 friends, then you think, okay, if I want 1,000, then I have 2 classes, you see, and 20% of the people that enroll with you will be builders. So if you want 3 more builders, then, you know, enroll enough, okay, to get 3 builders, okay? So if you enroll 30 people, you'll get some 3 builders from there, right? That's the average. Sometimes people have more, a higher percentage, sometimes people have lower. So you see what I mean? It's a science, and if you don't know that it's a science, talk to your upline and they'll show you how, okay? Now guys, be a professional friend maker. Enjoy spending time with yourself, like yourself, so that other people like you. You enjoy spending time with others more as well, okay? Dale Carnegie, the guy who wrote How to Win Friends and Influence People, he says, you can make more friends in 2 months by becoming interested in other people than you can in 2 years by trying to get other people interested in you. The last few places that I lived, I knew nobody, right? When I first started doTERRA, I knew nobody. I just, you know, arrived in Ohio, didn't have any friends. Then I made friends really quickly. I went to the outback in Australia, didn't have friends, and then I made friends very quickly. And because I wanted to be interested in people, I love connecting to people, I love hearing their stories, I love seeing their hearts, and I just love being with people. So I was very confident when we moved to Florida that we could make friends with anybody, you know, and of course the people that you attract will be people very similar to you, vibrating at similar vibrations. So of course I know that I'm going to meet some awesome people because I'm awesome, just kidding. So anyways, yeah, within 2 years time we had about 300 families that we were able to help. So you know, that's exciting. So guys, don't make that as an excuse. I don't know anybody. You make friends, okay? Get interested, learn about them, ask them questions, and read Dale Carnegie's book if you have to. All right, so a couple of last words. Guys, live in gratitude daily. When you're whiny and you're complaining and you're making excuses, right, it's because we lack gratitude. Gratitude will be the antidote to get you out of that pit really quickly. Train yourself to override the voice of fear in your head, that nasty voice that tells you, you know, that you're not good enough, or that you, if you personify it, give that voice a name. You know, you can say, I don't know, Bethany, or, you know, whatever, Bob, or Joe, or whatever. Say, hey, you know, Martha, whatever, you know, leave. You don't belong here. You know, if that person talks like that to your children, you say, hey, excuse me, get out of here. But you allow that voice in your head sometimes, right? So what we want to do is override that and train yourself with gratitude and with self-acceptance. You know, you are what you are. This is how it is, and, you know, this is good enough for now. If he loves me for who I am right now, the way I look, well, that's good enough. I just have to use whatever I have and go out there and love others, right? Be clear on what you have to offer, okay? So that wellness philosophy, that's what you offer, okay? The offer is the opportunity to grow. It doesn't mean that you have to be there already, but you can, you know, enroll somebody and then they can surpass you. Good for them, right? You just know that here are the things you don't you don't want people to be less than you, okay? They can, you know, be triple presidential diamond before you hit diamond. Who cares? It's an opportunity for them. You're thinking of them. Okay, so rise above criticism and focus on creating value. You know, offer value. You have to see what you have is valuable. Then people can see it. So it's not about money, guys. I've taught people lots and lots. I've seen people who are seemingly very poor, but they make it happen because they see great value in what you offer. So make your mission more powerful than your insecurity, so you can get off your butt and then do stuff. Instead of, I'm stuck, I'm whiny, you know, go and do stuff, right? So there's times that I get so scared, I've got, you know, my heart palpitating in my throat, but I tell that voice, shut up and focus on this person. What does that person need? Who cares what they might think of you, okay? You're not responsible for their health. You're responsible for the message that you have to offer, right? And so they can take that message and apply it if they want to. And if, you know, it doesn't fix whatever the issue is right now, or they'll find another thing. Teach them another thing. Just introduce them into that gate of wellness, okay? Because that will succeed. I mean, that's how our body heals. I mean, there's no other way to heal. okay? Success and failure is in the same direction, you guys. So make it safe for yourself to mess up. Don't beat yourself up to a bloody pulp, okay, every time you say something wrong, you mess up, right? Give yourself a break, because that's part of learning, and expect to fail lots and lots, okay? The people who are inward focused, they're devastated when they fail every time. But if people who are outward focused, you think, well, Jade, don't do that again. That wasn't a good idea to put, you know, oregano in the water, or whatever, you know what I mean? So yeah, so the opposite of success and failure is mediocrity, guys, okay? So here Randy Gage says the opposite of success is not failure, it's mediocrity. Failure is part of the process of success. Mediocrity means sitting and being still and being stuck, okay, not progressing. You know, in biblical terms, we call it dammed, right? Because there's a dam and it holds the water in. It just doesn't let things flow. So we don't want that, okay? Just go forward. Sometimes it's uncomfortable because it's a growing pain, but big deal, okay? You will survive. You know, people reject the message. It's not about you. They're just rejecting the message. So don't take it personally. It's not them rejecting you. And if you feel rejected, guys, remember that you've rejected yourself first. You haven't fully loved and accepted yourself as a child of God, as God loves you and accepts you, okay? And when you do develop that, then go out there and have another opportunity. For me, when people turn this opportunity down and stuff, you know what? It doesn't hurt. And I'm so grateful that people say no, because sometimes I'm like, yeah, that's okay, because look, it doesn't feel bad in here. It just feels like, well, you know, when you're ready. Okay, so remember, mindset, skill set, and tool set will lead to success. So now, don't just think, oh, this is awesome, oh, lots of good information. Write down exactly right now. Commit to yourself, promise to yourself, and don't break this promise to yourself. Okay, what is the one thing you will commit to yourself to do now? Okay, so just this video, I've got some awesome things there. Just pick one thing that you want to do to change and to, you know, up level. Okay, and then do that, and then the next time, after a couple of days or weeks, do the next thing and the next thing, and then you see massive changes. All right, God bless you guys, and I'm sending you lots of love, light, and healing, and I hope that you can develop that outward mindset, serve the world in your way with your gifts and talents that are given to you by the divine powers of God. Okay, so take care, and I'll talk to you next time. Bye for now.